Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your November forecast. And it is going to be a wonderful month for you in spite of everything going on. All right. It's still going to have its perks for you. And we want to focus on exactly where to zoom in so you can derive the best benefits, of course, right? Now, last month we did have problems with the audio. I'm so sorry for it. It was different software. This should be that much better, so let's get at it, right? But take a look here at your fifth house. We got the sun and the new moon in your fifth house. What does that mean? Well, this is the house of joy, self-expression, love, and romance, and all those things that we love to do when we have time off, leisure things, hobbies, and so forth. It's very arty. It's very should I say sporty as well, for those of you who want to be out and about and go for hikes. We're out of that heat of the summer as we are now diving deeply into the fall. Some of you going up to the mountains. There's snow up there, certain places now, right? So whatever floats your boat, whatever it is you desire to do, wherever you could find joy, that's what this is all about. This month, find your joy, express it, take it out. If you want to paint, if you want to do music, if you want to do art, go for it. Whatever it is, this is a month where you're going to find that you're very passionate about whatever it is you're choosing to do. And that's that Scorpio energy. Every year you get a little taste of how it feels like to be Scorpio. It is your sister sign being Cancerian. So of course this has a beautiful golden trine to your birth sign. Right? So for you, it's even more so intense. For those of you who are single, Cancer, you might find somebody this month. And especially around the time of the new moon, you'll see down here, I wrote it up, it's November 15th, 23 degrees in Scorpio. That is when you want to place your intentions. All right? We always talk about placing our intentions, and that's good. But if you're not focusing on where that new moon is, and you're focusing on somewhere else in your chart, it may take longer for it to manifest. And, people say, why doesn't the law of manifestation work for me? Well, maybe your intentions wasn't placed at the right time. When you know where that new moon is, this is where you can pull upon it, where you will see the manifestation come around really quick. So, for you, your intentions, top of the list. Not saying you can't have other intentions, but top of the list should be, I want to see my life turn very creative, where I can come out of my shell, where I can be who I really want to be. And I say shell because you are a Cancerian. A lot of you hold a lot of hobbies, talents, skills, that kind of thing, and you kind of hide it from the world. Maybe you're too sensitive in getting it out there, sharing it with people, because then you feel raw, and that is not always easy to do. This month, though, for those of you who have been wanting to, haven't dared to, this is the time to take that quantum leap of faith and just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You will find such a liberation and such a joy, such a happiness when you deliver it to the right people who's ready to see you, to hear you, and interact with you. Because look at the opposite sign up here at Taurus, which is the opposite of where the sun and that new moon is. 11th house, that's your tribe. Groups and organizations, it's social media. All of this can now come to fruition, to be expressed in very creative ways, and it's helping you to open up over here. Uranus. Uranus is going to be here, from the beginning to the end, approximately 8 years. So you're undergoing this transformation of how to bring out and present that unique sense of self. That's what Uranus is all about. To feel liberated, free, whole, new, different, and changed. And where are you changing? You're changing up here in that 11th house, right? Your friends will see a mark changed in you. This month is going to be one of those months where you can take an extra step, an extra leap You know, and every time it comes here, which is once a year, it will help you to unlock and open up those forces when it comes into trines to that Uranus up here, which is the earth signs. The next time would be in January, and then when it's moving through your 7th house, and then again it will be when you come through Virgo. So those months are really important for your Uranian sense of change. But right now we're talking about November, and I would like to say that that Uranus will be moving direct by the end of the month on the 29th. It's noted down here, so you have that, and that allows that change to come on a little quicker. It's been sleeping, it's been retrograde for 4 or 5 months right now, and the joy of Uranus when it awakes is that it jolts us. It brings that unexpected, oh my God, into our life. And for you, that oh my God, it may come through a friend. It may come through a group. It may come to something that you are presenting out to a group. But be prepared, though, that from the 29th onwards, it takes a little time to get out of its shadows. Give it a couple of weeks, right? But you will see into December, January, just how that is going to be perking up for you. But since we were talking about the moon, the new moon, the intentions and so forth, well, for romance, yes, that is going to be great. For creativity, it's going to be great. For children, not the least. You're going to be focusing more on your children. That's what the 5th house also represents, right? There might be new things coming in to your child or your children's life that you'll be hearing about, or you might be a big role supporter to one or more of them. But the full moon is going to be showing up on the 30th. You're 8 degrees in Gemini, which for you, Cancer, will be in the 12th house. Now, what does that mean? The 12th house is all about our subconsciousness. It's our inner self, our spiritual self, the thing that we might lock a little bit away from the world. Now, you already have a shell where you do hide certain things, right? But the 12th house is also more that subconscious or higher consciousness as well, where we dream a lot. So this full moon, pay attention to your dreams. You might have one of those that will wake you up smack out of your sleep and go, oh my God, what was that all about? Messages coming in. But it could also be you now, if you've been working on a certain project, kind of behind the veil, so to speak, behind closed doors, that might come up and become illuminated on the 30th, which is wonderful, right? Because it is definitely creative as far as I can see it. It is also very spiritual. So whatever the deal is, you know, communication is going to be a part of it because it's showing up in the sign of Gemini, which is all the gift of gab, right? So communication, whether spoken or written, however it is going to be presented, that's going to be a big part of it. When we speak of the moons and before we leave the moons, do listen to your moon sign reading if you know where your moon is placed at birth. And I say that only because when we listen to these other readings, when you listen to your moon chart, you will see what kind of an emotional month you will have. Because the moon is how we emote, how we feel. And so even though all the planets here are the same, in the same position, they will be in different houses. Meaning all these energies are going to come out differently, and it will show you in your moon chart how you're going to be reacting to it. It's like that 7th house, that where you've got Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, that little stellium that's been working in your life all of 2020. All right, your relationships have all been like center focus. Now, when listening to your moon chart, you will see how you are reacting to it. This chart is showing how you're taking it out, right? But the moon chart will show how you are feeling affected by it. Just like the rising sign chart, if you know your rising chart, you will see where all that action is taking place this month, because that's how the world will perceive you. This chart that you and I are talking about right now is just about you. this month, right? All inclusive there. But the rising sign chart is how you are going to project into the world, how they will receive you, what feedback you will get back. So the rising sign chart is so exciting to listen to, because you will see what you can expect to receive from the outer world. Just wanting to say that. But since we are on it, let's talk about your relationships. Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. Okay, so how many have been going through relationship challenges this year? Amongst you Cancerians, please comment down below. All right. Have you had these major transformations? Have you won? Have you lost? Have you had a lot of in and out, touch and go? That, yes, I think that was to be expected, especially under the retrogrades. It gave you time to process. It gave you time to look at the values, what it really means to you, what it is you want, and even more so, what you don't want. What relationships do you not want in your life? The Plutonian controlling ones, right? So it's like you have had the blessing, as hard as it's been. You've had the blessing, Cancer, to find your sense of power to say, I will no longer put up with this. If you've been putting up for years, say in a relationship that was difficult, it's like you've been claiming your power back. Now, from one day to the other, that's not easy to do. We never change patterns overnight. It takes time to change patterns, especially the long-term patterns, right? So that's the blessing, that it's been dragging out, even though it could have felt a little difficult and hard while you were in it. But hey, listen, this is going to liberate and free you for years and years to come. You will, 5 years from now, you're going to turn around and say, it was 2020, I found my power in my relationship. It was in 2020 I learned how to set a boundary and say no, instead of just being the yes person, that very nurturing, loving, giving person that you are, that I know you are, right? And you'll always be that. I think the difference, though, is where you might have been very unconditional to everybody in that nurturing, mothering, or parenting spirit, you will now have a little bit more conditions connected to it. It's like, have they earned it? Do they deserve it? And if they do, your heart will always be as big as it's always been. But for those who don't deserve it, who's just always coming to you just to lean and take for granted your love, your support, your understanding, your listening ear, no. You've done that up to this point. Now you are freeing up. So that gives you so much more room for you to be you, and for you to be able to express what you desire and what you need. And so this month especially is going to help you express those desires. Why? Because of the sun and that new moon in what? In the sign of Scorpio. That is passion and desire, and those things that you truly want, and it will help you transform. So this month, do express your desire. Put that on your list of intentions for November 15th, right? But it is also a family month, Cancer, because look at this. 4th house, Venus, and you got Mercury retrograde there. Venus is all about love and harmony and balance, fairness, justice, those things that are important to you in your heart that you want to give in your foundation. 4th house is always the foundation of life, things that you value. And October was pretty much a month with where communication about these topics might have come up between you and your partner or other family members. When Mercury is retrograde, you know what happens. There's delays, misunderstandings, misconceptions, and so forth. So some of you might have found that you have to go back around and say, I'm sorry, and apologize. Or maybe you're expecting some apologies to come your directions from somebody who might have taken things in the wrong way. But, this retrograde helps you, though, to get on board with those things that are super important for you in building that structure, that foundation of your life that is important. And but for those looking for a home, a new home, don't sign any contracts in October. Mercury will be going direct here on November the 4th. Okay, so anytime after the 4th, if you're going to sign on for a mortgage, a new home, anything home related, appliances, it could be a dishwasher, a refrigerator, a new bed, whatever it is, wait to after the 4th. And, you know, it takes time from moving backwards to start moving forwards again. So it's going to be a little time of it passing through its shadow. I like to give it at least a week, maybe 10 days. So if you can wait to mid-month, nothing is better, but at least wait to November 4th, okay? Deal on that. What else do we have? Mars retrograde. Oh my goodness. Well, thank God it is going to start moving forward again. It's been retrograde for some time in your area, Cancer, up here in the 10th house, okay, in Aries. Now, what's the benefits? I always like to look at the benefits of retrogrades. A lot of people don't like retrogrades because it slows things down and then they think nothing is happening. But that is as far from the truth as can be. When a planet goes direct, it's in super motion, moving really quick, and sometimes we have opportunities coming our way, but we don't have time to pay attention. So they fall along the roadside. Under a retrograde, it slows us down enough to go back and think, ooh, what was that? What was that I heard, you know, a couple of months ago? Let me research it now. And then we go back and we start digging up those jewels, okay? So this goes for all the retrogrades. When you learn to befriend them and not see them as something that's just putting you on hold. No, it's the opportunity to work down through and perfect those things that you were trying to get up and running while you were running too quickly, right? So the benefit here for you will be 10th house career. If it's been a little slow and you've been putting out applications looking for a new job, for example, nothing happening there, July, August, September. Well, hey, listen, from November 14th, you will see that that energy is going to open up doors for you. There's going to be more action, activity. You're going to be more dynamic. You might have felt a little lethargic, wanting to do this or that. And yet it's like, nah, why? Why do I need to do that? Just being a little tired, that's okay too, because it lowers that stamina, right? But from the 14th, oh, Mars is going to wake up and you will be a busy bee at work. And of course, for those of you wanting to look for new work, that would be the time to do it. A lot of people have been laid off here with Corona. I'm so sorry for those of you which that rings true. But yes, you will see at that point, things will open doors. But listen, the retrogrades are looking out for you. The universe never makes any mistakes. If things have been slow, it's for a reason. Maybe that perfect job hasn't been listed yet, right? So what's the use? Like applying for a new job that you're going to end up hating, you might as well stay where you are today, right? So if things move a little slowly, it's like listen to the music, do the dance, right? Trust it. It will bring you to exactly where you need to be. So I wish you the very, very best for this month, and I'll see you next month. They're Cancer. Bye now. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.